Okay, for my final presentation, I'm doing music of the Andes, namely the Peruvian music. So the Andes geography. The Andean Mountains go along South America, including the countries of Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Venezuela. The Andes are divided into three main parts. The first is the Southern Andes, which includes Argentina and Chile. The second is the Central Andes, which includes the Chilean and Peruvian cordilleras and parts of Bolivia. And the third is the Northern Andes, including Venezuela, Colombia, and Ecuador. So for this presentation, I'm going to focus mainly on the Central Andes and Peruvian music in general, or I guess in specific. There's much cultural influence in the Andes region, especially in the Central Andes, which is what we're going to be talking about. And the Central Andes is where the Inca founded it and expanded it during the 15th century. So historical musical influences. Peruvian music portrays an eclectic mix of sounds with aspects from the Andes, Spain, and other places around the world. So the idea of eclectic music, just gathering different ideas from all over and putting them into one to create a new genre. Much of Peru's music dates back to the Inca's dominance in the 1400s, especially the use of panpipe, flute, aerophones, as well as drums. Panpipes and flutes were most commonly used during the Inca times because they were the simplest instruments to make because of the limited resources. Stringed instruments are widely used in Peru now because of the Spanish influence from the mandolin. Most Andean music has a Spanish influence intertwined. Peruvian music in the Andes is also greatly shaped by African and some Caribbean influences, which we're going to look at later in this film. So, the first Peruvian music. The first Peruvian music was created by the Incas in the 15th century. They used whatever materials they could find to make their instruments. They used metal if they could find it, cane, bone, seashells, even mud. They used wood. When the Spanish invaded Peru and took over, the Spanish musical influence was integrated into Peruvian culture, and that is why we see the Spanish influence with the stringed instruments and the first Incas music with the aerophone type instruments. The Spanish brought harps, violins, and guitars, which are now widely used in Peruvian classical music. We're going to watch a video clip now. It demonstrates the first Inca influence of the panpipes and the wooden flute, aerophone, along with the Spanish influence of the mandolin. We're going to watch about 1:30 of that. So in that clip we saw the panpipes used and the wooden flute along with the Spanish mandolin on the right, so we see both influences in the music. So Peruvian genres today, throughout the centuries, Peru has adopted over 1,000 musical genres, and we're just going to look at a few of the major ones. So the first is the Huayano, and it combines traditional rural folk music with modern urban dance music. It makes use of high-pitched vocal timbres where the harp, the guitar, and the mandolin are widely portrayed. And this music originally came from the Andes Mountains, and it has a unique beat where the first beat in a rhythm is stressed, and then there are two shorter beats or more beats that follow it. So we're going to look at a clip which shows this, and listen carefully to hear the distinct rhythm that's being used, and we'll listen to about 1 minute of this. The next genre that we're going to talk about is marinera. It is an upbeat type of dance music which contains a lot of passion and obviously dance. It is the official national dance of Peru. Marinera dance is often classy and romantic, where the women dance elegantly but still very passionately, and the men tend to dance in the lead. The cajon, a guitar, and bugle are used to create this music. The influence for this genre comes from Africa, Spain, and Peru. Its name came from the Marina de Guerra del Peru, which is the Peru Navy. So we're going to watch a short clip on this. I guess we're going to watch about 3 minutes of it to ensure that we get a broad sense of the dance involved in this genre, and we can hear the wide range of the instruments that we mentioned that are used, and we can look at the dance. So pay close attention to this. Genres that we're going to talk about are the Afro-Peruvian music. It's very popular and widespread and includes many separate genres, so we're going to look at a couple of these. First is the lando. It's the most popular for dancing, and its lyrics, if not talking about common social themes of the times, talk about the era of slavery. The lando music has distinct sound that is like that of American blues music. Eva Ayano is a very popular singer of this type of music, so we're going to listen to a short clip from her so we can get a feel for what this type of music is like. The next genre is the festejo. It's a sensual and lively musical dance, which is popular for dancing. It comes from the Spanish word fiesta, so, as the name implies, is an upbeat form of music used at festivals and the like. It's often seen as Peru's celebratory music for the emancipation of slaves. As we understand the term diaspora, which we learned about earlier, which is a migration of or a scattering to places once not originally seen, it's strongly related to the festejo music. Festejo music caused the widespread likeness of Afro-Peruvian music and a movement away from slavery-themed songs. So diaspora, it caused a movement away from the slavery-themed songs, so it's spreading away, and diaspora, it's also bringing in genres from Africa into Peruvian culture. So African, obviously, genres weren't once part of Peru, but they now are. And we're going to watch a video clip on this, which shows the upbeat and enthusiasm involved in the festejo musical genre. Okay, Peru blends the use of idiophones such as the cajon and cowbell, aerophones such as the tarca and antera, and chordophones such as the triango and harp. There is some use of the drum and branophones, though this is the least common instrumental group. Panpipes, traditionally known as antera, are a series of ceramic or cane pipes arranged in a row going from tallest to shortest to give a gradual sound pitch change, one or two tiered. The triango is one of the most widely used instruments. It is a lute-type chordophone. Remember what that is? So it has a long neck, and its shell is made from an armadillo back. It traditionally has 10 strings. The tarca is an indigenous flute of the Andes, made traditionally of wood. It has 6 finger holes and a space for the mouth and an opening at the end. There's a penetrating sound, and it requires much more air than a regular flute. The tarca is often accompanied by percussion instruments when used in ensembles. The next Peruvian instruments aren't as common. The cajon, it's a wooden box drum that is sat on and played with the hands by tapping the front and sides. The quijada, the jawbone of a mule or donkey that has been dried, and the loose teeth make a rattling sound. The gourd drum and the cowbells and triangles are often heard to give a more contemporary sound. So in general, people young and old participate in events either on roadside or in traditional settings, and in general, Peruvian music and music of the Andes has been influenced by many cultural groups and countries. Peruvian music and dance uses brightly colored costumes, energetic and elegant dancing, a broad range of instruments, and passionate lyrics and singing.